Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about YNW Melly. Now, YNW Melly has been locked up for almost like 2 years now, right? Now, YNW Melly was accused of shooting two of his homeboys and allegedly moving their bodies and staging a whole incident to look like a drive-by. Now, the reason or purpose behind this, nobody knows. And it's all alleged at this point because the trial hasn't even begun yet. Now, things were supposed to start taking place on March 7th, right? But it seems like things have moved forward. There's been a lot of motions filed in this, and everybody is keeping up with how this case is going to end up. Because YNW Melly was one of the newest up-and-coming rappers, one of the most talented in the new school. You know what I'm saying? He was under that, I want to say it's like 100K track management and all that. And he had songs with King Von and all sorts of artists. Like, I think even Kanye did a joint with him. Very talented artist, man. But once he caught this case, everything went down. You know what I mean? It went downhill quick. There's been a lot of evidence. I did a video maybe like a month ago, and it was based on, a report that there was a 66-page DNA evidence submitted into the case and all that. Now, with that, it looks like there's more developments in this case. Now, it looks like they want to look deeper into YNW Melly's connections and see if they were possibly a motive for this situation or possible enhancement in the case. Now, there's a guy by the name of Lawyer for Workers, and we're going to go over a video that he did that breaks this down more eloquently than I can. You know what I mean? Now, before we get to the clips, though, and talk about the rest of this story, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And, man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's talk about this YNW Melly case, man. And the trial hasn't even started yet. But there's a lot going on in court preparing to go to trial, right? You got both sides trying to make sure that they can have the best case to present. You got the prosecution, you got the defense, which is YNW Melly's team. Now, there's a story I want to talk about from hiphopdx.com. Now, in the headline, it says this: YNW Melly's tattoos to be used as evidence of gang affiliation in murder trial. Now, it looks like this isn't that big of a thing, right? But then you take into account why they want to, or the prosecution in this case, or the state used to say, is trying to look at his tattoos. And it's to establish evidence of gang affiliation. Why is that important? Because that could enhance things if he's found guilty. Now, that's only if he's found guilty, right? Now, there's a dude by the name of, I guess he's the CEO of Lawyer for Workers, and his name is Mohammed Gagnat, and I hate to mispronounce his name if I'm messing it up. But he went and did a video on social media, and he basically broke down what was said or what this means, as far as what took place in court the other day. Now, let's check out that video.
Update in the Melly case: the judge granted the prosecution's motion to take photographs of Melly's body tattoos. The prosecutors say that is going to be evidence that they're going to use to prove that one of the reasons behind this murder was a gang affiliation. And under Florida law, that's an enhancement. It subjects you to, I think, the death penalty if you get convicted of murder with a gang connection. We'll see what happens there. All those reports last week about Melly's case is going to trial, no. There's a bunch of more motions, including this coming week. The judge is going to hear a motion seeking to throw out the prosecution's expert witness who says that the shots came from the back seat, that the fatal shots that killed the front two passengers of the car, or one of the passengers in the car, was not a car next to you on a drive-by, but it was actually a shot that came from the back seat. We'll see what happens on that one. That's going to be a big one.
Okay, so as you heard from the attorney there's a lot to break down. So it looks like they already got approval to take pictures or to look at YNW Melly's tattoos to see if he's affiliated with any type of gang. Now, the outcome of that, if he is affiliated with some type of gang and they feel like that it took place or it played a part in this double homicide, that could enhance his case, or it creates an enhancement where this lawyer said he believes, now he wasn't for sure, but he said that it believes could be an execution case. So yeah, this is a big deal, man. Humongous. And we're not even at trial yet, and they're still looking at throwing out certain evidence, like their key prosecutor's witness that said that they could, basically show where the gunshots came from, as far as the vehicles. There was a huge chart and diagram that was out there, that was run around social media that I think was taken out of evidence or whatever, or taken out of the discovery that was available in this case. And don't quote me if it wasn't. It might have just been something made up on social media, but I'm pretty sure I've seen, used, and reviewed that picture before. But it looks like they're coming at YNW Melly and trying to get, you know what I'm saying, a life or death sentence in this case. And death being the answer, you know, being the big answer or the big question out there. Now, like I said before, this doesn't mean that he had any part in it or he did this. They're just preparing to go to trial, and both sides are trying to play hardball. You know what I mean? Now, in this story, it goes on to say some things. Now, it says, it's been 3 years since YNW Melly was arrested and accused of murdering his two friends, Christopher YNW Juvy, Thomas Jr., and Anthony YNW Sakchaser Williams. The latest update comes after a jury selection for the trial finally began on April 4th. However, Complex later reported that due to the unresolved legal issues, the start of the trial was delayed with no new date announced yet. Now, according to past legal documents obtained by TMZ, the prosecution had previously asked Broward County judge to have YNW Melly submit an oral swab to see if his saliva matched the DNA discovered on a yellow jacket from the alleged scene of the murders. Now, once again, they're referencing that DNA document that allegedly went into the case file. I think DJ Academics had, was the first one to put that out there, and that he made the claim that the prosecution had obtained that 66-page DNA evidence linking Melly to the scene. You know what I mean? Now, in quotes, it also says this. It says, they said that Melly's phone pinpointed him to around the area where the vehicle was traveling when they so-called got shot up. Now, the whole story behind this is that YNW Melly's, well, what they're saying, he said, is that those guys lost their life in a drive-by. Like it was a drive-by shooting, and that's what took place. Now, in quotes as well, it says, the ballistics of the shooting show that all shots came from Melly's position in the car. They have surveillance footage basically showing Melly get into the car in the same position. They also have the ballistics from the drive-by, in quotes, right? Now, basically, they're what the prosecution is saying, that they have the ballistic evidence to show that the shots came from where YNW Melly was in the vehicle, and they have video evidence showing him getting into that side or wherever he was positioned in the vehicle, right before it took place, right before the shooting took place. And according to the guy, lawyer for workers, or the CEO guy, it seems like that they're trying to get this taken out, like that ballistic evidence. It sounds like they're trying to get that removed, because that's a big one, man. That's big. So the story ends by saying this. It says Melly has in the past been described as a heartless, ruthless individual by prosecutors who in turn are seeking the death penalty. So it looks like for YNW Melly, he's got a big fight on his hands, or at least his legal team does, and we'll see where this ends up. But what do you guys think about this? Do you think that YNW Melly, it just seems like there's so much evidence and a lot of things that they're using against him that it's just not looking good? Or do you think there's still a potential for him to be innocent in this situation, because we all really don't know what happened at this point, man? Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.